Welcome to the weekly tech update with me, Mike Walmsley. It's a look at everything that's happened in the worlds of technology, the internet, search engines and social media over the last week. This week I've got stories for you from Microsoft, LG, Google, Facebook, Pinterest and even Tony and Guy. So let's get things rolling. We finally saw the release of Microsoft's Windows 8 operating system last Friday. The new operating system is designed to work with touchscreen devices as well as traditional desktops, and the new tile interface will be familiar to users of Windows Phone 7. The intention is to create an operating ecosystem that users can use across multiple platforms such as PC, tablet and phone. There are a number of different versions of Windows 8, but do note that the RT version will not run any of your existing Microsoft programs. Microsoft RT is designed to run specifically on tablets. The new Microsoft Surface tablet retails for £399, which is the same as an iPad, but you do get double the memory of the iPad. However, the iPad has an awful lot more apps than the Surface does at the moment. Google cancelled its event in New York on Monday due to Superstorm Sandy, but still announced a new Nexus 4 phone from LG. The Nexus 4 has similar specs to the Samsung Galaxy S3 but will retail SIM-free for just £239, which is an incredibly low price for a smartphone. Google also announced a new Nexus 10 tablet made by Samsung. The Nexus 10 has a 2560 by 1600 resolution screen, which is a higher spec than even Apple's Retina display. It will retail at £319 for a 16GB model or £389 for the 32GB model. Do you use your phone to browse the web when you get your hair done? If you do, then you might be interested to know that Tony and Guy salons will shortly be offering free Wi-Fi courtesy of O2. This is a good idea as a hairdresser's client potentially spends a lot of time sitting alone while they are in the salon, and having access to the web would be better than having the choice of a dozen well-thumbed magazines that most salons seem to have. Google's free email service, Gmail, has been given a facelift. There are no new features, but the user interface has been improved so that it will, amongst other things, resize itself automatically to fit the screen that you are using. And so far people seem to be quite positive about the changes. Google still dominates the UK search market with a whopping 91.1% share of all searches. Microsoft's Bing is in second place with just 4.59%. Now this may not seem much, but Bing's share increased by the same amount, 0.35%, that Google's felt compared to the previous month. Bing did have a campaign running that challenged users to compare the accuracy of the results from the two search giants, and Bing may also have benefited from a bounce as excitement about Windows 8 grew. Google has released a new search app for iOS that has voice recognition. I've used it extensively over the last couple of days and I'm starting to prefer it to typing in search queries on my phone. The voice recognition appears to be very good and can even cope effectively with my northern accent. Facebook is testing a new version of its timeline interface that puts all of a user's posts into a single column. The test is currently being evaluated by a small number of users, but if it is successful it could be rolled out to everybody. If it is, then you'll find that your page will still have two columns. The left-hand one will be for your status updates and the right-hand one has things such as your friends and likes in it. The left-hand column with your posts in it will also be wider than it is at the moment. I'm sure that if this does happen, there'll be a lot of people who will complain that they want their old timeline back, and they will probably be the very same people who complained when Facebook first moved to the timeline interface. Pinterest are now rolling out a new feature that allows you to verify your website. The advantage of doing this is that your website address will appear in your Pinterest profile, and this allows your followers to learn even more about you, your products and services when they click on the link. The verification process is simple. You download an HTML file from Pinterest, then upload it to your website and click the Verify button in your Pinterest profile page. Couldn't be easier. And finally, IBM have announced a new chip technology that uses carbon nanotube transistors rather than the traditional silicon ones. So far they've been able to create a chip with over 10,000 transistors on. These transistors are smaller and more energy efficient than their silicon counterparts. Size does matter. The smaller the transistors are, the more that can be fitted on a chip, and the more transistors a chip has, the faster it will go. The bad news is that it may be 10 years before the technology is commercially available. My name's Mike Walmsley, and I'll be back next week with another weekly tech update. Thanks for watching.